Welcome to the Catalyst Way, where we have conversations around unleashing the power of purpose and meaning to fuel transformative change in yourself and for others. And welcome to episode 17. And in this episode, Ivor doesn't know what we're going to talk about. And I'm going to actually have the conversation around one of the words on what I just described as the Catalyst Way. And it's this word called transformation. Okay. So I've been doing a lot of research today on this word called transformation. Um, and this morning I got up and I decided I'm going to ask the question, and here's the prompt I use. What is the difference between human transformation, character transformation, and personal transformation? So I'll start with that. So, what would you say is the difference if there is a difference?
All right, so give me the three again.
Human
Uh,
transformation,
yes,
character transformation, and personal transformation.
yes, I would say there is a difference. I think my mind goes to human transformation. I think on the physical aspect.
Mhm.
I think more along the lines of a change that I can see in terms of you're in better shape, you've lost weight, more muscle tone, the way that you are taking care of yourself outwardly, and I can see that, right? Um, Character shows up more so in behavior, in the way that you act, how you carry yourself, whether or not I can see that you seem to be a person of integrity, you do what you say you're going to do. I can see that by your actions, not just your words. I go to personal transformation as being a spiritual journey. That to me is that place where I am being transformed for the sake of something that is bigger than me, for a higher calling, a bigger purpose. And that relationship with that is what triggers me to take the personal transformation journey. So, in a nutshell, that's sort of how I would decipher the three.
All right. So, I'm going to give you what AI suggested. And you had the three right descriptions, but AI actually had the words, the titles different.
Okay.
So, personal transformation focuses on external changes in habits, actions, behaviors, and the environment. It is the practical discipline of altering your reality to align with your inner purpose. Personal transformation is about doing differently. Okay. Character transformation focuses on the internal moral and ethical restructuring of one's disposition. It is the deep work of changing who you are at a foundational level, often involving deep reconciliation with the shadow within. Character transformation is about being different. Okay. And then human transformation is the broadest, most philosophical and existential shift. It encompasses both personal and character transformation, but extends to the individual's entire worldview, consciousness, and understanding of their place in the universe. Human transformation is about perceiving the world differently. Okay?
All right.
So it's summarized. So it says, in the Catalyst Way, we focus heavily on personal transformation and character transformation because they are the two most actionable areas that lead directly to fulfilling your Catalyst contribution one-liner. But then I decided I wonder. So I'm taking this to the next level. So I said, what if? So the question I asked is, what if we saw ourselves as guides? So let's say you and I, we saw ourselves as guides, helping our students, our congregations, our communities on their transformation journey. We are guides in the human slash character slash personal transformation business because we help people, and I was trying to decide which one. So become better versions of themselves. So that's what we do, right? That's pretty much the
Yes.
foundation.
Yes.
Understand how they see themselves and how they want to be perceived by others. Grow, change, adapt, and develop in the quest to define who they want to be and what they're here to do. Move people from their actual self, who they are now, to their aspirational self, who they want to be. And then become confident, courageous so that they're able to face challenges and conflict. So that's the work, bullet points on what we do. So then I asked AI, what, with these characteristics as guides, which of the three describe what we do? Guess what it said?
This should be interesting. What do we have?
The description, so basically, it integrates all three forms of transformation. The work you are describing is fundamentally the business of human transformation because it addresses the whole person, mind, actions, and character in an existential context. And then it breaks down each of the bullet points. Um, but the work described is best categorized as the business of human transformation because it is a holistic system. It starts with human transformation by helping people define who they want to be. You are working at the existential high level of consciousness and meaning, which is what you were talking about, like the know
Yes.
yourself. It uses character transformation. By building courage and confidence, you're strengthening the moral and emotional resilience needed to sustain the journey. And then it achieves personal transformation by moving them from actual self to aspirational self. You're helping them alter their daily habits and external reality to prove the internal shift is real. Therefore, you are guides in the human transformation business as you facilitate the complete integrated evolution of the self. And I'm looking at this thinking, wow.
All right. So if I am serving as a guide,
Hmm.
my premise is to get others to the place where they will also do the same.
Hmm.
I want them to guide others, which means as a guide, I must first become the best guide I can be by being guided to begin with.
Hmm.
I have to be willing to go to the place where I know and I understand that this is about me submitting to greater than me. I don't have all of the answers, and I am looking to guide others down that same path and help them understand that they don't have all of the answers. None of us have arrived, but I am stretching myself to get to that place where I am also inviting them to go. Now, that being the case, it becomes essential for me to know who I am, to know where I am coming from and what all of my pitfalls are so that I can walk through all of those steps so that I can better and more effectively guide someone through their own suffering because I recognize the sufferings that I had to go through.
Or are
It's
currently going through.
correct. It's the essence of understanding that I really don't have any right to try and take the speck out of your eye if I haven't dealt with the beam in mind. I kind of got to go there first, right? Which is difficult because it is the part of the journey that I'm not exactly in love with, right? It's difficult to walk that path, even though I know I need to. None of us want to, but you have to, right? It's the part that we resist the most. It's the part that we fight the most. It's necessary, and we know it is. We love talking about personal transformation. It sounds great. We love to say it, we love to talk about it, but then to actually put that into action, because most of that is the work that takes place when no one's looking. It's the work that happens when no one's around, right? They end up seeing the result. So it's you admiring how great the fruit looks hanging from the tree, but you had no idea what the tree went through to give you that, right? That's the personal transformation. But we know that without this, it's going to be tough for me to have a conversation with you that's effective about serving profoundly, about finding the right pond without you knowing yourself. That is the most important part of the jigsaw puzzle.
And it's because I agree. And so, yes, and because I was thinking about the word guide. Because as two athletes, I'm the kind of that leads by example. And it reminds me of when I was doing these rides for MS. And it's not like, do this, do as I say, not as I do as I say, as I do, which is a little bit of a different. So all I do, like if we're going to go on a ride and we're going to do a training ride for 25 miles, I'm not going to say go out and do 25 miles. I'm doing the 25 miles with you. And I think that's one of the fun parts about being a guide is not is participating in the journey with the people we're working with. And I think that brings a certain amount of respect when we're getting to go through, or we've been through, or getting to go through what they're going through, which is why I say with coaches and advisors and all the people that I work with in higher ed, if you really want to impact your students with this work, you got to go through it yourself first because you have to understand the challenges. Like, it mentioned the shadow within. You have to look at that yourself in the mirror. And if you're not willing to look at yourself in the mirror, you can't help other people look at themselves in the mirror.
It's the essence of being a good leader, right? And understanding, where am I as a leader? Where am I leading you? Are you willing to follow me? Why should you follow me? And in all of that, have I gained the level of trust from you that says you are willing to follow me? And you should only do that because, yes, you see where you are being led. There's a vision that's being placed in front of you that you have absolutely bought into, not just for the sake of the vision, but also because you see your vision unfolding within that. That's why you follow. It's why you believe. It's why you trust. It's why you have completely bought in. And as guides, as leaders, we're constantly having to take our place in that particular scenario and also understand, well, wow, how am I as a leader when it comes to the type of person that leads others because I am also being led. right? The type of person that leads others because I understand what it is to have that responsibility because I have also served. I can be of service because I have also been in a place where I've needed to serve and have done it effectively. It's that servant leadership, right? Which is what I'm all about, right? It's really coming at it from that place where no, I'm not here to dictate, tell you what to do, when to do, how to do. It really is facilitating. I'm a guide, and as the guide, I am here for encouragement. I'm here for support. I'm here for everything that you need to help you do what you need to do to fulfill this part of your mission. I'm not here to do it for you because as I'm leading you, I'm still completing my mission. Me being in a place of leadership doesn't mean my mission's done. I'm carrying out my mission while I am leading. I'm carrying out my mission while I'm guiding. It's part of it. And getting others to understand that, because I don't want you to fall into this place where you just want to hang out at the back of the bus. You just want to ride. No, because you, in essence, need to guide others as well. Your job is also vitally important. And I need you to walk that out.
Have you ever seen Star Wars?
Yes. Which one?
The first one.
Yes.
And who was the guide in that? The first one was Yoda. So I'll ask you and I'll answer after I ask you. So who has been a Yoda for you? Because I can tell you you're a Yoda for a whole lot of people. But we have our own Yodas. So who was your Yoda?
Gosh, I don't know that I can nail that down to one person,
Well, that's right, because we had this
right?
conversation on Tuesday, and you were talking about Raymond.
So yeah, there are a few individuals along the way, that my life at that particular time, they showed up and they were an influence. There've been
Name a few. Who are
coaches,
a few?
pastors, who are just at that moment I got exactly what I needed from them. And yeah, I don't want to get into names because I know I'm going to leave some out.
Right.
It's just,
Well, that's why I said if I
but
gave you
but
one, I just
you
said,
know,
yeah, just start with
it's
one. But
it's just that they have it was exactly what I needed for where I was at that moment in my life. And then, like you mentioned in Yoda, it was them as individuals helping me understand there is no try, right? It's do or do not,
that's right. It's do or do
right?
not. Do not. That's right.
They were those type of individuals that got me to that place where it's yeah, let's move on. A bad decision is better than no decision. So
Mhm.
just go left or go right, but go. So yeah.
Well, and I actually do have a Yoda, and his name was Skip Downing. And you've probably heard me mention, but he was my Yoda. Like when I decided this is the kind of work I want to do, and I met him and I went to his first workshop and then his second workshop and then went to, the first 10 or 11 conferences. This man was like my Yoda. I mean, I just eat, 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 breathe, drink, Skip Downing. I would say more recently, and she probably doesn't know this, but my friend Robin Middleton, she's in Wilmington, North Carolina. She's probably my more recent Yoda. And even though we don't talk a lot, her presence, just the way she approaches life and her presence and how she surrounds herself with people, she is just like, that's how I want to model my life. And it's not like she says, this is what you need to do. She's just a model for being a good human being. And I have friends like you and Megan and all these other people. But those two people really stand out as like the Mount Rushmore for me of how I need to present myself to the world. So, so I
Do
just
we all
thought I'd put that
do
out
we
there.
all need a Yoda?
That's right.
You know, and it's yes, we all need one. The question is, do we all have one?
Well, my
Right?
Yoda's on I have a Yoda head cover on my golf clubs. And I think we're Yodas for lots of people, um, which is why we always ask ourselves, are we really serving profoundly? Like we
Hmm.
serve and we serve well, but are we in profound service to our communities? And that's the question we grapple with. And that's another conversation. Um, but I thought, this conversation about transformation would be interesting. Um, because, I've always heard personal transformation, personal transformation, personal transformation. And then when I gave it to Rebecca, my wife, this morning, and I said, so seeing these three descriptions, because we've been together for 18 years, and I said to Rebecca, when you look at these three descriptions, which one do you think fits this work best? And she goes, human transformation. Definitely. Because what you do is not just help with the external and the character stuff, but you're really changing the way people see the world.
Right.
And that's what you guys do. And I went, huh. And I'm like reading this definition and human transformation. It says a profound, often spiritual or psychological shift in a way an individual perceives reality, their identity, and their connection to all things, leading to a new level of wisdom and presence. And I'm like, that's it in a nutshell. That's what Life Design Catalyst, this Catalyst Way, Life Design, that's what this work's all about. It's this profound s- change in the way you look at yourself and the way you look at the world. And I just thought I'd put that out there for you because I don't know if we've ever had that discussion.
In a roundabout way, not directly, but yes, just in an effort to make sure that individuals understand, if we can get you to just knowing your reason for being, right? And just walking out your divine essence and calling, then it's a good day. Like that's ultimately what we want. And culturally, we change, our society changes, everything moves in a different direction once that becomes the focus, right? Just can you know that? Like, what is my divine reason for being? And can I now take that and live a life of enthusiasm because I know why I'm here? That wakes you up every morning from a different place and with a different mindset. And I think that's what we all want.
So how is that for a surprise for you?
Not bad at all.
I thought you might enjoy the conversation around that topic, even though I didn't prep you on it. I just surprised you with it, but I thought you might enjoy it.
Yes,
So any other last thoughts before we can call it a day?
that's it. Divine purpose. Yes.
So, in a nutshell, we are in the human transformation business.
Yes, we are.
So, we're taking it to another level. So, and we're guides in the human transformation process. So, more to come on that.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank
Bye for
you.
now.
Bye.